Hello everyone, and in this chess game I would like to show you one of the chess games of Emanuel Lasker in a chess simul, a 28-board chess simul from 1908 in England, and his opponent was Arthur Mackenzie, the 3 times Scottish chess champion. So he was the chess champion of Scotland from 1908 in this year actually, and in 1909, and finally in 1913 Arthur John Mackenzie became the Scottish chess champion. Yet Emanuel Lasker took this pretty tough chess player in a 28-board chess simul. So let's see what happened in this chess game. Emanuel Lasker starts the game with e4, e5. Of course, Lasker was the world chess champion at that time. Knight to c3. And this is the Vienna game. Knight to f6, knight to f3. So after knight to c6 we have the 4 knights game, and maybe black was preparing himself for a symmetrical boring chess game, but Emanuel Lasker played out of the blue. Watch this. Knight takes on e5, and this is the Halloween Gambit. Unbelievable. Against the Scottish chess champion in a 28-board chess simul, when he was also busy against 27 chess players simultaneously, he played this risky move. So maybe Lasker was also having some fun. And Arthur Mackenzie captured the knight. What else? Actually, this is the best move, accepting the Halloween Gambit. d4 by Lasker and knight to g6. Actually, knight to c6 is a little bit more accurate. e5, so kicking the knight back and only safe spot for the knight. And then bishop to c4. So white has a lot of attacking chances in this Halloween Gambit, but sacrificing a knight for only one pawn is of course risky. So bishop to b4, queen to f3, threatening checkmate, defending, and Lasker castled. Bishop takes on c3, capturing the bishop, finally developing the knight, and then rook to e1, rook over so black can push the b pawn, queen up, queen up. Well, Lasker didn't want to exchange the queens. Of course, he sacrificed the knight in the beginning, so he pushed the pawn, blocking, and then knight to g4. Good move, attacking on h2, so defending and checking the king. And h5 by Arthur Mackenzie, also a very good move. We have f5. Capturing the knight, of course, is out of questions because of capturing back, and this is checkmate. So Lasker played f5 and Mackenzie played knight to h4, another good move by Mackenzie. So a very active move. If capturing the knight, capturing back, and after moving the knight, well, white is getting checkmated again and there is no sensible defense. And Lasker has a problem. So he didn't develop his bishop and the rooks are not connected, and black pieces are very close to the white king, and this doesn't look very safe, of course. So Lasker tried the best move in this position. He played e6, threatening e takes on f7 and then checkmating the king. So discovered check, double check. So f takes on e6, the best move. F takes on e6 and the top engine move by Arthur Mackenzie. So far so good. So d5, and this is the top engine move. Impressive. Blocking the e file, closing the file, and sacrificing a pawn, and so closing this file with a tempo. Bishop takes on d5, and this is the moment when Arthur Mackenzie cracked actually against the legend Emanuel Lasker, who was then the world chess champion. He played knight to f5, and it looks like a harmless move because black is threatening to play knight to g3, checkmate. Well, actually in this position, this move was a very bad move. Black missed a very simple move in this position. First of all, I will show you why this move was a bad move. Well, Lasker is developing his bishop with a tempo. So he is both developing, connecting the rooks, defending on g3, and attacking the knight. So this favored for Emanuel Lasker. But let me show you which move was the best move. Let me hand it over to you. Instead of knight to f5, what would you do in this position if you had the black pieces? There is a very simple move that wins the game, and it is hard to believe how black missed that move. If you ask me, I would probably solve that move in 2 seconds. What would you do if you had the black pieces? I mean, seriously. of course. I mean, if you see knight to f6, well done, forking the queen and the bishop. And where is this queen going? Queen also has to babysit and watch out the rook. So what else? I mean, something like this, exchanging and then boom, and black is winning. White is 2 pieces down and white can resign actually. And in this position, if instead of queen to e3, if bishop to e2, trying a little trick, simply queen to g3 and then, well, still forking the queen and the bishop. Also white needs to watch out on g2. So queen to f4, the bishop is defending the mate threat, but simply exchanging the queens and then boom, knight takes on d5 and white can resign. So it was an interesting moment of this game, and Mackenzie had all the time when Lasker was playing against other 27 opponents, but he somehow couldn't find a simple knight to f6. He played knight to f5, and this gives Lasker a very valuable tempo, a very valuable time to develop his bishop. So this is also attacking the knight, and we have knight back to e7, simply capturing the pawn on c7, knight to f6, defending the queen and black castled. Lasker is defending the bishop and Mackenzie is defending the rook. So it is a white the move. Well, Emanuel Lasker was so lucky that Mackenzie didn't see knight to f6. That would end the game immediately on the spot. But right now Mackenzie was a little bit lucky, because Lasker missed the best move and he played d5, a bad move by Emanuel Lasker, one of the greatest world chess champions of all times, and for Garry Kasparov, the first modern chess grandmaster actually. And why this move, which looks very harmless and on the surface it looks very dangerous because of threatening d6 after moving the knight, e7, checking the king and also attacking the rook. But in this position, black can sacrifice the knight and survive, and black is fighting back. So this move was a bad move for Emanuel Lasker, but Lasker was very lucky. In this chess game, Mackenzie missed the second chance. Lasker was so generous in this chess game. Mackenzie played knight to f5, and this move is losing. First of all, in this position, instead of d5, what would you do if you had white pieces? So let me give you a few seconds. Again, let me hand it over to you. Why instead of d5? What move should Lasker play in this position? So if I give you a few seconds, can you guess the next move that white had to play in this position, which is a winning move on the spot? So I hope you can see that move. It is white to move and win on the spot instead of d5. Can you see the move that Emanuel Lasker missed, which is very simple? Okay, I mean, this was the move, bishop to g3, and this is trapping the queen actually. The only safe spot is queen to f5, but that is losing. I mean, Lasker missed this. So queen to f5, what else? Capturing the queen, and black must capture back because that's losing. e7, deflecting the knight, checking the king with the bishop, and also attacking the rook. So if moving the king, capturing the rook with promoting the queen, so black must block with the rook and then pushing the pawn, and black has to capture the queen. What else? And then rook takes knight. With check, the rook is pinned. So only move, and then we can simply capture the rook. Knight takes bishop, moving the king, check. After defending the knight, white can be greedy and capture one more pawn. And can you see what happened here? Well, white has the exchange, plus white has 3 extra pawns, and this bishop is pinned. This is game over. Losing on the spot. But in this position, instead of bishop to g3 and winning on the spot, Lasker played d5. And Mackenzie played knight to f5. Lasker is giving the second chance to his opponent, but in this position, actually simply sacrificing the knight was surviving for black. So this is the important move that Mackenzie missed, and Lasker was very lucky for the second time. So bishop takes on d5, but queen to c5. Because of playing the hollowing gambit, of course, black can sacrifice a piece. So this is forking the bishops, and black is surviving actually. Black is a piece up, and this is almost resignable actually. So black is much better. Okay, so in the real chess game, d5, and not sacrificing the knight for surviving. Knight to f5, but Lasker played rook to f1. Knight to g4, a desperate move. If capturing the queen, then knight takes rook, forking king and the queen. So capturing the knight, checking the king, and then knight to h6. But black is losing very quickly after this. Exchanging the rooks, d6, and e7, and Mackenzie resigned, the 3 times Scottish chess champion. So the possible continuation, only move, check, and getting checkmated. Very simple checkmate. And a humiliating chess game for John Mackenzie, actually. Well, Lasker played the hollowing gambit in a 28-board chess simul, and he still managed to defeat Mackenzie. So black can also try queen takes, but this is also losing on the spot. Queen to d8, check, mate. So what do you think about this chess game? Did you see some of the key moves in this chess game? And I hope to see you next time. So a very interactive game indeed, and also a very interesting chess game, as Emanuel Lasker, he played the hollowing gambit, which was a pretty rare moment in the chess history. I don't think that Lasker played the hollowing gambit many times in his chess career. So thank you again, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.